This is a Channel 9 breaking news report.
We are cutting into programming for major breaking news. We are hearing of a house explosion in the Ballantyne area. And as we can see from these images from Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, the enormous clouds of that dark smoke. And as we pan around, we can see fire crews already there on the scene. And look at what appears to be left of a home. That looks like splintered wood that is just spread all over the area.
People could feel this. They could hear it. I spoke to a woman who was outside who said she thought it was a plane crash at first. It was just an extremely loud boom, and then she said everything shook. Another person who was inside that house felt the same thing.
I thought a tire blew, but it's like a tire blowing, and it shook, like I shook.
Yeah.
And I said, oh. And then I walked for a sec, and something just told me to turn around and walk back, and I started turning around, and all the neighbors started running out of their houses.
Yeah.
And there's debris right where I had walked, and the house was just leveled.
If you're just waking up, we are following breaking news now on Eyewitness News 6 a.m. One person is dead, another critically injured after a shooting overnight at the epicenter. The SBI now investigating after CMPD officers opened fire.
If the cops say drop your gun, drop your gun.
It's been a busy morning in our newsroom, but our team is dedicated to bringing you this story. We're going to bring you up to speed. Eyewitness News reporter Gina Esposito is walking us through the events that led to the shooting. We have reporter Anthony Costura hearing from stunned witnesses who watched or heard this all go down. And Traffic Team 9's Mark Taylor is going to help you navigate around these closures. You'll need to know about these because of this investigation. Eyewitness News at 6 a.m. starts right now. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm John Paul.
And I'm Brittany Johnson. On Channel 9 crews, we've been all over this story all morning long. Here's what we know. 2 people were shot here at the epicenter. One of them is dead. And police did fire shots, but we don't know which shots hit those 2 people. It was about 2 o'clock this morning, and we can tell you that no officers were hurt. We have seen SBI detectives on the scene. They're working with CMPD.
Reporter Gina Esposito starts our team coverage this morning. Now, Gina, you've been out there all morning long. Walk us through what we know at this point.
Hello, everyone. We're breaking into programming right now to bring you a developing situation going on right now in West Charlotte.
Protests over George Floyd's death are becoming more intense by the moment.
We saw people in the crowd that had gas masks. We saw people in the crowd not only that had gas masks, but they had spray bottles with milk or a milky white substance that you could use to spray on a face or spray on your body or whatever, and that sort of takes the stinging and the burning away from that tear gas. And so obviously some folks came here prepared in case this happened.
We have been trying to get in touch with Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles, trying to get her on the line. Mayor Lyles, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I know I saw you tweeting out earlier a message of calm to people in the community. What do you want to say after seeing these images along Beatty's Ford Road?
Well, what I want to say is, first and foremost, that I understand how this hurts, how much frustration, anger, and sadness that people are feeling.
You look on the right side, you can see that one person using his foot to kick in the glass, trying to break the glass. You're watching him right there over and over again, trying to break that glass.
Now throwing something to try to break it.
As a handful of people on the left-hand side of the screen come in and out of that store, they continue to throw rocks or whatever objects at that window, trying to break that glass there.
In about 15 minutes, things have taken a slight turn and the tension is increasing. Some protesters pushed back. Okay, hold on, let's keep moving. Devin, people are moving. So here's what's going on right now. We're good. The police and riot gear are moving the crowd up. They're just doing a little bit of an intimidation tactic where they all move at the same time together and push forward. We can hold up here. Nothing has been deployed. They do that occasionally because they want to push the protesters back, and it was pretty successful, but there is still a sizable amount of protesters down there. Now, they have a line blocking access to 277 from Chopper. I'm told that officers are also on the exit ramps as well, and there are even some officers standing by near the interstate to make sure that they won't be able to breach this line and access the highway at this time.
The number of people infected with coronavirus is still on the rise. China is reporting close to 78,000 cases, but the illness is taking a toll on many countries.
Let's bring in our Joe Bruno right now. Joe, you're talking to some sources about this. What are they telling you?
So first and foremost, my source wants to reiterate there are no confirmed cases of coronavirus in Mecklenburg County right now. Mecklenburg County is also considered a very low risk.
We now know a South Carolina man presumed to have the coronavirus flew into the airport before heading back to South Carolina.
That individual returned from Italy, was not symptomatic at the time that they disembarked at the airport. It was a day or two after they went back to South Carolina before they started showing symptoms.
North Carolina under a state of emergency tonight as the number of coronavirus cases continues to grow.
Yes, the governor held 2 news conferences today explaining what the declaration means for you.
It protects consumers from price gouging. It encourages insurers to make testing available for little or no cost.
Now, Governor Cooper went on to say that the state has enough supplies to test 300 more people. He also reiterated the groups who are most at risk, those who are older than age 65 or those who have a chronic health condition. Now, the state is urging those groups specifically to avoid large gatherings like going to church services. So tonight we want to break down a few of the myths and the truth according to the World Health Organization. Despite what you've heard, hand dryers are not effective in killing the virus. Spraying alcohol or chlorine bleach on yourself, that is not a healthy way to kill the virus. There is nothing unsafe about opening a package that you might receive from China. And there is not a pneumonia vaccine that can protect against coronavirus.
First and foremost, Mecklenburg County's first 2 cases of coronavirus.
Yeah, you just saw that announcement coming in the last 30 minutes. So let me go over what we now know. 2 patients tested positive in Mecklenburg County. The health department doesn't know if both are from Mecklenburg County, but we know at least one is. They're both in isolation at home, and they are doing well. The health department is now retracing their steps to identify anyone that might have been exposed.
Now, as you know, we are typically right next to each other here at the anchor desk. But as we all work to distance ourselves and practice that social distancing to keep the coronavirus from spreading, there will be some differences in how we bring you the news every day.
Of course, we want to make sure we continue to keep you all informed, but to do it in a healthy way according to the recommendations we all need to follow.
This is miserable weather. I want you to see what I'm looking at right over here. This is hard rain, people trying to get out of the courthouse, stuck right now inside, and it is hard to explain to you guys exactly how miserable this is.
En vivo ahora con nuestra compañera Silvia Ben, quien se encuentra precisamente ahí en Canápolis. Creemos que con un vecino, o no sabemos si afectado. Adelante, Silvia.
Así es, Belén, como bien dijiste, me encuentro en estos momentos en Canápolis, en la calle de Old Concord.
So we are at the Bogue Shores Motel. For those that come down to Atlantic Beach, we're about a mile from the causeway. Let me step behind and show you what happened here. We have, look at the sheathing all across this hotel, completely ripped off. All of the rafters, the roofing material went right through here into the pool. There are still chunks of roofing in this pool. Some of it's going to the bottom, others is floating up right to the top.
Tonight, the emergency field hospital here in Freeport continues to see patients. In fact, they'll be seeing patients all night long as the only hospital in Grand Bahamas continues to recover from flooding.
That's for Northeast York County, and it looks like also Northern Union County, basically along Highway 75, Waxhaw to Monroe, out toward Marshville. That's where the severe thunderstorm warning is.
I'm Channel 9's Erica Bryant here for our 9 school tools collection. Notebooks, backpacks, pencils, paper, whatever you have. We hope you'll stop by and donate today. We'll be out here in front of our studios until 7 o'clock tonight. You know, I looked it up, and about 60% of the students in North Carolina are on free and reduced lunch. So if families are trying to decide between buying food and buying school supplies, they need your help. Please come by. We'll be out here until 7 o'clock. We hope to see you here.
Our 16th annual Steve's Coats for Kids Drive, and Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson has been outside all day greeting donors. It's been a great day, Steve.
It sure has, Scott and Eric, a very busy one, and we would not have it any other way. The unusually warm weather, the cloudy weather, didn't keep people from coming by and donating totes to keep area kids warm.
Antes de despedirnos, queremos invitarlos a participar de una campaña de Wsoc, Channel 9 y Telemundo en favor de los niños necesitados este invierno. Steve Coats for Kids.
Well, this is what the fire department does, and I see you brought a lot of your friends with you.
Yes, I have Ladder 1 and Engine 11 from the Charlotte Fire Department, and these young men are out here, again, collecting the coats.
On WSOC tonight, priced out of Charlotte. The need never greater. Affordable housing was already an issue in Charlotte, and this pandemic is making it so much worse. Tonight, we're taking you inside homes and hotel rooms where families sacrifice space for the hope of keeping a roof over their heads.
There is nowhere else to go. Stuff is not affordable in Charlotte at all.
We're tackling that issue, asking what the city is doing right now to fix this. Plus, working with your landlord when you're behind.
My apartment complex has been really flexible.
But not everyone is. Our advice on the tough conversation you and your landlord need to have. And it's not just rent. Parents are making some tough choices on which bills to pay.
We ain't paid our light bill in like 3 months.
Thankfully, there's help. Tonight, we're sharing the success stories.
I'm trying not to cry.
And introducing you to the organizations you can connect with. WSOC Tonight, priced out of Charlotte, starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Bryant. Tonight, we dedicate the next 35 minutes taking you in depth on our community's housing crisis. You'll meet the families who are living it and learn about ways to get and give help. We begin by laying out the big picture, the cost of keeping a roof over your family's head. For a one-bedroom apartment in Charlotte, the median price is $990 according to Apartment List. A two-bedroom goes up to $1,150. And now look at neighboring cities. There's at least a $100 difference, which is one reason so many people who work in the city live outside of it.
I'm homeless.
For more than 2 years, Anthony Brown Sr. has been couch surfing.
Depression too.
Each day he goes from place to place, hoping that relatives will let him spend the night.
It's tiresome, worrisome, stressful, and also painful, because I never know exactly where I'm gonna lay at.
Anthony's experience is a symptom of the lack of affordable housing. Many others are literally sleeping outside on Charlotte streets. It's a sad reality that concerned neighbors like Jermaine Nakia Lee just can't ignore.
We're coming from the place of compassion with the work that we're doing.
So Lee and his family created a nonprofit called Poor No More and opened this free store. It's stocked with donated food, clothing, and household items.
You have no idea who is standing around you dealing with a mental health condition and they're ashamed.
It's okay to say, hey, I'm having a problem.
From generational trauma to addictions to family issues to divorce to abuse, grief, death.
Honestly, it's pretty difficult. It's a touchy subject I didn't want to talk about.
I just want you to know that you can talk to me, and there's nothing you're gonna say to me that's gonna make me run away from you.
We're already seeing huge improvements.
We're normalizing therapy, and once we can do that, then we can bring more people to feel comfortable about opening up.
You will not get anywhere without other people. So why not now? Why not in the most critical moment of your life, when you're really struggling, when you're hurting?
From Channel 9 Eyewitness News, Charlotte's hidden crisis. There is help, there is hope. Now, Brittany Johnson and Scott Wickersham.
A student, a veteran, a therapist, and a mother.
The people you see here know the struggles of mental health, but they found something that can help them regain control of it. They're proof that there is help and there is hope for everyone.
And tonight is really about getting that help.
Now, if you need help to find mental health resources near you, you can call our volunteers. These are live images there, our phone bank. These people can help you find therapy for everyday issues or immediate resources for someone who might be suicidal. The number is there on your screen, 1-800-950-3739.
Ardrey Kell linebacker Cedric Gray is one of those competitors who hates to lose more than he loves to win. It's a blessing and a curse. All that passion with the need to temper it.
in order to play in control on the football field. He learned that control in an unlikely place.
Greg Jackham is the third head coach at Rtdnac in the last 4 seasons, which means the Knights need their senior leaders to step up now more than ever. Cedric Gray is ready for the challenge.
It's helped discipline-wise. For one, I think it taught me how to be a better leader.
He's more than the team's best player. Gray has been a part of the school's junior ROTC program for the past 3 years, though not of his own volition at first.
Mama forced me to do that. I didn't want to join at all.
There was no arguing with Esther Gray, though the fact that he might have was part of the reason she wanted him in the program in the first place.
I think the biggest thing for her was discipline as well. She seen that I probably could use some help. I was a little hothead. I was not the greatest kid.
Go! There's no side of that hothead anymore. Maybe on the football field. Gray is poised, confident. He's learned how to lead, lessons he'll carry with him when he plays at UNC next season.
It made me a way better person than I was before, personally.
Panthers Game Day from London starts right now on Channel 9.
What a time it was in London. The Carolina Panthers coming from 4,000 miles away last week for a critical NFC South showdown, and they didn't let any of the distractions get to them. Welcome to Panthers Game Day. I'm Phil Orban.
And I'm Deshaun Brown. This was just the 4th ever division game played in London. The Panthers already 0-1 in the South after losing to Tampa Bay at home. So before they can think anything about enjoying the streets of London, they had to take care of business first.
Tonight on Channel 9, we're talking about race.
Mommy, you're deep brown, and Daddy, you're light brown, and I'm medium brown. And I'm like, that's it. Like, that's our unity right there.
Find a common ground where you can have the beginnings of a conversation and then find ways to go deeper in that conversation.
There's nothing, you know this, Erica, quite like relationships that help to build bridges and tear down walls.
Everyone has a voice. And as we see now, people are using their voices and demanding change.
We stop short of talking about, though, how tragic it is to lose the lives of those who need us most. And that's why we're so heavily involved in trying to break the cycle of violence. People deserve it. Charlotte deserves it. We have to be better.
Good evening. I'm Erica Bryant. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a very different kind of program. We're spending an entire hour talking about race. It is not an easy topic, but the conversation is necessary if we're going to make Charlotte and the Carolinas a place where everyone can live and succeed. Now, we know we won't have all the answers, but we do know that things won't get better without honest conversations. And to have those, we need to have the tools to speak and, more importantly, listen effectively. So that's our mission tonight. My colleague Scott Wickersham is here to get us started.
To have effective conversations, we need to understand each other. As you have conversations with friends and family and read more on social media, there might be a lot of terms being used that are new to you. So we want to define a few of them so we start this hour on the very same page. So we start talking about racial equity. Now basically, that's where we would be if race did not statistically predict how someone does in their life. It's defined as the elimination of policies, practices, attitudes, and cultural messages that reinforce differential outcomes.
We need change in this country. It's too many black men and women have been killed on the streets.
It's crazy that I had to worry at 16 if I'm going to make it or not.
Not everybody pays attention to what's going on in the world, and I feel like if we protest, we're showing that not everything's okay.
We're walking for freedom, honestly. We're walking for justice.
We're a community, and that's community is about the people, and it's not about one person, it's not about one type of people, one culture, it's all the cultures together.
And we're not going to stand for the injustices that our parents let slip by. So I find it important for us to take a stand now.
And I know that I hurt, but to hear the hurt from others, it kind of really opened my eyes.
So what I need y'all to do right now at 16 is come up with a better way. Because how we doing it, it ain't working.
How can I, at 16, so young, change the world perspective on my skin tone?
We believe in this mission that, hey, let's get out with the protesters, with people who have real concerns and pain, let them know that we're here to listen.
We need to learn this together.
This is the start of a movement, so we don't plan to stop rallying for justice until it stops.